Don Quixote is a renowned novel written by Miguel de Cervantes and published in two parts in 1605 and 1615. It follows the adventures of a middle-aged man named Alonso Quixano, who becomes obsessed with the chivalric romances he reads and loses his sanity. Inspired by these tales, he adopts the name Don Quixote and decides to become a knight-errant, setting out on a quest to revive chivalry and defend the helpless. Accompanied by his loyal and practical-minded squire, Sancho Panza, Don Quixote embarks on a series of misadventures, often mistaking ordinary people and situations for epic quests and encounters with mythical creatures. He tilts at windmills, believing them to be giants, challenges flocks of sheep, and interrupts weddings, all in the name of his knightly ideals. Throughout the novel, Don Quixote's madness and the stark contrast between his romanticized notions of knight-errantry and the harsh reality he encounters create a blend of comedy and poignant reflection on the nature of illusion, reality, and human nature. The narrative also explores themes of identity, the power of storytelling, and the line between sanity and madness. The story is not solely focused on Don Quixote's adventures but also incorporates the perspectives of various characters he encounters on his journey. These individuals react differently to Don Quixote's delusions, some playing along with his fantasies, while others try to bring him back to reality. These interactions shed light on the complex relationship between imagination, delusion, and the impact of one person's madness on those around him. Ultimately, Don Quixote is a rich and multifaceted work that has captivated readers for centuries. It is considered one of the greatest works of literature, blending comedy, social commentary, and philosophical musings to offer a profound exploration of the human condition and the power of the human imagination. Certainly. Here are some additional details about Don Quixote. The novel is divided into two parts. In Part 1, Don Quixote's adventures are mostly local, and he encounters a range of characters who respond to his madness in different ways. He mistakes an inn for a castle and a group of prostitutes for noble ladies. Despite the ridicule and mockery he faces, Don Quixote remains steadfast in his belief in chivalry and honor. Sancho Panza, his loyal squire, provides a contrasting voice of reason throughout the story. Sancho is practical and down-to-earth, often trying to dissuade Don Quixote from his delusions. However, he also finds himself entangled in humorous situations and gradually becomes fond of his master. Part 2 of the novel reflects the impact of the publication of Part 1, as characters are aware of Don Quixote's previous exploits. In this section, the narrative takes a more self-aware and metafictional tone. Cervantes uses the framework of the novel to comment on his own work and its reception, blurring the lines between fiction and reality. Don Quixote's adventures become more expansive in Part 2, and he even ventures into the realm of literary and theatrical traditions. He encounters other fictional characters and engages in debates with them. These encounters further highlight the contrast between Don Quixote's idealism and the cynicism of the world around him. The novel also delves into themes of love and idealism. Don Quixote becomes infatuated with a peasant girl named Dulcinea del Toboso, whom he envisions as a paragon of beauty and virtue. His love for Dulcinea serves as a driving force for his quest, and his desire to prove himself as a worthy knight. Towards the end of the novel, Don Quixote's delusions are shattered when he is defeated in battle and returns home, where he falls into a deep melancholy. In his final moments, he regains his sanity and renounces his knightly ambitions. The novel ends with Cervantes' poignant reflection on the nature of fiction and the power of storytelling. Don Quixote is not only a literary masterpiece but also a satirical critique of the romanticized ideals of chivalry and an exploration of the complexities of human psychology. Its enduring popularity stems from its rich characterization, witty dialogue, and profound insights into the human condition.